mine if you do. Write that print. Use that. Nice writing. You don't write that well. Can't read your writing. Okay, we're ready. Hey, thank you all for being here today, and welcome to the Bigger Center. The mural on the wall behind us is entitled "Protest" by Houston artist Bimbo Adenuga, and it inspires us for a lot of the things that we do. This will be the lineup of speakers today. I'll speak, and then Tao Costas, the head of the Harris County Housing and Development Department, and then Catherine Villarreal with the Coalition for the Homeless. She's the Vice President of Public Affairs, and then Nicole. I have a daughter named Nicole, by the way. My oldest daughter will speak and talk about her experience in dealing with some of the programs that we have and give you her life story. I want to thank you all for being here today. No one should have to sleep on the street or go hungry, especially in one of the richest regions in the country. According to a recent news account from the census data, Houston has the highest rate of poverty among the top 10 largest cities in the United States. Houston's poverty rate is 21.2%. That's 3,300 Houstonians who experience homelessness that we know about. The data may be longer or higher, but we know about those. Almost half of the renters pay more than 30% of their income on rent. Poverty is a fundamental driver of homelessness, and affordable housing is a crisis in Houston as well as in Harris County. Low wages and high housing costs create a cycle of housing insecurity and homelessness. That's why we created the Harris County Community Prosperity Program to give financial assistance to the poorest residents. But due to unfair political attacks from the state, our program was shut down. Remember, earlier a version of it was Uplift Harris, but we won't dwell on that. We moved on, and we came up with a great group of programs that we want to put that funding into. That funding was targeted for the lowest income individuals in our county, hopefully to do something about that rate of homelessness. I'm just embarrassed. I don't know if you are, to think that Houston and Philadelphia statistically are about the same. Our statistics are a little worse in terms of the poverty index than Philadelphia. But we're not going to let politics stop us from helping our most vulnerable residents. At the upcoming Commissioners Court meeting on Thursday, I am hopeful that $16 million from the Biden-Harris administration American Rescue Plan Act will be passed to support people who experience homelessness and to prevent evictions through legal aid and rental assistance. These investments are timely. The newly released data point came out just in time to make the case that more than 3,300 people experience homelessness in the Houston area. This is an opportunity to do something about that. This investment is a continuation of the great work of our Housing and Community Development Department in doing their good work to address housing instability throughout our region. While I'm obviously disappointed that the county cannot move forward with that guaranteed income program that would have supported families living in poverty with basic necessities, I am very pleased and remain hopeful that we're going to commit ourselves to addressing poverty and increasing housing instability with this funding. It is my hope that some of the same families in the Guaranteed Income Program can access these housing stability resources. With that, I want to bring up our great executive director of that department, who office is right around the street, Tao Costas. Thank you. Come on up here, don't be bashful.
Thank you, Commissioner Ellis, for always being a champion for our everyday workers and neighbors. The fact that almost half of our county renters are paying more than 30% of their income towards housing bears repeating. In Houston-Harris County in 2023, the statistic was that 1 in 25 renters were facing eviction. That is intolerable. Unfortunately, in our county, there is not enough housing, homes, places to rent for everybody who wants or needs housing. And therefore, the cost of rent is extraordinarily high, or more than what the working class can support. Unfortunately, the most dire consequence of all of this is homelessness. Fortunately, what Houston and Harris County have done for the last more than 10 years has really come together, both the public and private sector, in order to address this problem and keep homelessness at bay. And you'll hear that more by our leading partner, Coalition for the Homeless. But we still have much to do. And I am grateful to be here at the county after 30 years of working in the field of homelessness and seeing the transition and evolution of our community be able to get more traction and reduce the number of people who are facing it each day. That we are here, that I am here with Commissioner Ellis and our county leaders who strategically are committed to reducing the number of homeless people, and not just that, but reducing the eviction rate in our society here. We want a Harris County where every resident gets to live in a healthy, safe, stable place. For that to occur, we need more housing. We need the eviction prevention, our judicial system, and our legal system to be supported with the financial aid. And that's what these dollars that the commissioner is referring to. These dollars that came from a program that will no longer be able to be supported, we will be using that to help people from being evicted and to help people who are homeless throughout the county to find stable housing quickly. So with that, this foundation, the foundation of housing, is so critical to everyone being able to live safely and stably. And that's what our commitment is to our county.
Good morning. Commissioner Ellis, thank you so much for inviting us to be here. Our president and CEO, Kelly Young, regrets she wasn't able to be here this morning, and she sends her regards. I'm here today representing the Coalition for the Homeless of Houston and Harris County. We're a nonprofit organization founded more than 40 years ago, and our very name reflects what an important partner Harris County is to us. Since the formation of our local homeless response system in 2012, which we call the Way Home, we have been able to collectively house more than 35,000 people experiencing homelessness, giving them a path back to dignity and self-determination. This would not have been possible without the strategic partnership and support of Harris County. To cite a recent example, Harris County Commissioners Court invested more than $37 million in American Rescue Plan Act dollars in permanent housing and homelessness diversion programs through an initiative we called the Community COVID Housing Program, or CHIP. As a result of this investment, along with investments from the City of Houston and private philanthropy, we were able to accelerate the pace of our work to provide permanent housing or homelessness diversion services to more than 18,000 people from 2021 to 2024. But it's not enough. As our point-in-time count released last week demonstrates, our progress has stalled. If we want to achieve a Harris County where no one has to sleep on the streets and where we can resolve homelessness for anyone within 90 days, we will need further investment. That's the goal of the End Street Homelessness Action Plan, a partnership between Harris County, the City of Houston, Downtown Houston Plus, private philanthropy, the Harris Center for Mental Health and IDD, The Way Home, and us, CFTH. We're here because we believe all people deserve dignity and self-determination. In a perfect world, no one would ever experience homelessness. But until that day comes, at the very least, we need to be able to offer effective and appropriate interventions for people who do experience homelessness. And that requires sufficient funding for the systems that offer those crucial interventions. We thank Commissioner Ellis and all the members of Commissioners Courts for their investments in homelessness, those to date and those to come. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Nicole Griffin. I am a disabled, proud veteran of the United States Army. And I'm someone you would call the working poor. I experienced homelessness as a working person. No, I wasn't a typical person you see begging at the corner. I wasn't someone that slept on the sidewalk. But I went to work and had to sleep in my car after I got off of work. And I would have to park in places that had 24-hour accommodations, like an IHOP or something, to go use the restroom at night. I had a gym membership so I can go shower. And then I would show up to work like nothing was wrong. But I was homeless. I had nowhere to call my own. But it was programs like rapid rehousing. It takes a minute sometime, but rapid rehousing helped put me back on my feet to get back into stable housing. And I lost my housing because I was in between jobs for only 30 days. But the rent people don't want to hear in the apartments, you're going to get a job. They want their money, and they want their money within 10 days, or they start the eviction process. And I had a child. I had a daughter that was going through her 12th grade year of high school. So let's keep these programs going for people that are on the corners and on the sidewalks, but for the working poor who are only one paycheck away, 2 weeks away, 1 week away from being homeless. Please, and thank you, Rodney Ellis, for being in the forefront of this great cause, homelessness. It needs to stop. It needs an ending. End, like it's homelessness, we need an end to homelessness. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I don't know about you, but I want to thank Nicole for her service. She deserves a round of applause. And what a powerful statement. I am just so proud of what my colleagues have done in the past to support programs like this, and I'm optimistic. I know from Steerco, we had good support, so I'm hoping it will pass. Any questions on this subject? Yes.
Can you tell us how the program is going to work and how will people receive the help?
I sure will, and I'm going to turn to the expert behind me to walk through the details.
Yes. On the homeless side of the program, we are coordinating with our leading agency, the Coalition for the Homeless. And within that network, there are many organizations. So we will be coordinating with other county departments as well to identify areas where people are found, where people are experiencing homelessness. And we will deploy outreach teams to engage with them and help them make the transition into housing. Because that's the other thing that our commissioners are committed to, is a long-term answer, not just a short-term fix. But we need people in housing, as Nicole had described. On the eviction prevention, we are working with a legal program and through the judicial courts. So as people are nearing evictions, we will be helping there. 211 is another, United Way, 211 is the other direct connect into this eviction prevention.
Is it fair to say we are reprogramming?
Yes.
So these are programs that we did before. So we didn't just stand up a new one. So we reallocated those funds that were going to be used for guaranteed income, and we're putting it into existing programs we've had that have worked very well and made a difference.
Yes, and we will continue to tweak and improve on these because we know that there's never going to be enough money at this point. So we need to be strategic and thoughtful about how to deploy it.
Any others? I want to thank Janae Ledette and all the folks on my team and my press folks putting this together on short notice. And Tal, you just done such a great job. While we're here, since I have you, I'd be remiss if I didn't say how proud I am to have served with Judge Lena Hidalgo. I know she made a big announcement last night, and I think she has some press availability, some event today. But it's been a pleasure to work with her. I look forward to the next chapter of her life, which I know will be exciting. Okay? Thank you. You running to work? I'd like to have a cup of coffee.